Today we're covering the do's and don'ts of the Pacer Pro spreader. Everything from calibration to your spreader settings to your walking speed to make sure you don't run out of product too soon. We're going to give you some best practices, we're going to answer some common questions, and even give you a few pro tips to make sure you get the best results. Here's how to calibrate. First of all, we need to know what calibration is. It's not simply selecting your spreader setting. It is making sure when your lever is set to 0, your holes are fully closed, and when your lever is set fully forward to 20, your holes are fully open. Let me show you how to calibrate. Here's how to check the calibration on your Pacer Pro. First, we're going to pull it all the way back to 0, and all 3 holes should be fully closed. Then we push it all the way open to 20, and all 3 holes should be fully open. And if they're not, I'll show you how to fix that. Now when I push this fully open, I look in and I see 1 port is open, but 2 ports are fully closed. Now what's up with that? The Pacer Pro comes with a few different settings on the rate plate, depending on side spread control or what kind of particle size that you're spreading. In this case, the side spread control is engaged and we need to pull that plate out so that all 3 ports are open. Here's what it looks like with the side spread control fully engaged. You see 1 port is open and 2 ports are closed. Now to disengage that and have all 3 ports open, we tilt up the spreader, push this plate all the way to the right, and now you see all 3 ports are fully open. Now in this case, a couple of the other adjustments are engaged partially. You can see the middle port is wide open, but the right and left ports are partially closed. To fix that, we're going to tilt it up and push the left plate all the way in and push the right plate all the way in, and now we're fully open again. So when would you use the right and left slider adjustment on the Pacer Pro? Well, for the vast majority of Anderson's lawn products, you wouldn't. We want it calibrated where all 3 ports are fully open. Don't use the right and left slider adjustments. The only exceptions are large particle, like some of our lawn box materials. You will halfway engage the left slider, and that's going to give you a more even spread pattern. And then super light material like grass seed, you're going to want to halfway engage the right slider, and that's going to give you a more even spread pattern. Do's. Calibrate the first time you put together your Pacer Pro. Check your calibration visually each time before filling the spreader with product. Fully open is fully open, and fully closed is fully closed. And if it's not, recalibrate and make sure everything's tightened down in place. Don't assume things haven't moved since the last time you used it. Make sure your optional shutoff ports are not blocked and that your plate hasn't moved out of place. Setting selections. Do always select your setting when changing products. Use the spreader settings tool if you're unsure. Do know your lawn square footage so you know exactly how much product you should be using. Do make notes on which spreader settings worked for you for each product so that you can go back and use them again next time. Don't take the spreader settings as the gospel truth. The spreader settings we put on the bag are just recommended starting points. If you're a slower walker or if you like to have plenty of overlap, you're going to want to lower your setting. Don't go by the eyeball test. Dark color products are hard to see when you're spreading, and you're going to be tempted to turn up the spreader only to run out before you're done. Conversely, some light color products look like too much is coming out, and you turn it down and you find out you have a bunch left over that you have to go over the lawn again to use up the amount that you were supposed to. But better safe than sorry. I'd rather have you go over the lawn twice at a light rate than run out too soon. Do maintain a steady walking speed. Spreader settings are determined at 3 miles an hour, which is a pretty good clip. If you can't walk that fast without slowing down by the time you're done with the lawn, choose a lower setting and walk the speed that you can walk without slowing down. Do overlap slightly and consistently. The spread width on the Pacer Pro is anywhere from 7 to 11 feet depending on the product. I personally like my throw width to land where the last tire tracks were on my last pass. Now that's a lot of overlap, so I'm probably going to choose a slightly lower setting than what the bag says. Do start by making a perimeter pass and then fill in the inside by going back and forth. Don't sprint or stroll. Uneven speed means unequal spread. Don't stop or turn around with the spreader on. Always be moving as you open the spreader and always close it when you stop or turn around. Now most products won't burn a lawn unless we're talking about spilling the product on the lawn, and the best way to spill product is to slow down or stop and open spreader. Don't leave gaps between your passes. That's how you stripe a lawn. Pro tips. First, hold it so the hopper is level. It's designed so that it gives the most even spread pattern when the hopper is held level. Don't push the rate control lever open too hard. It can easily push the setting stopper farther than you wanted. Side spread control? Yep, Pacer Pro's got it. So if you do want to use your side spread, first of all, you take the plate, pull it out to the left, That will close the right two holes, and when the right two holes are closed, it'll actually only shoot to the right. Certain materials you might want to spread, like rock salt, sand, and soil, don't flow as well as fertilizer, and so for those you're going to want to switch to the salt plate. Here's another tip. Always clean out the spreader after use to prevent corrosion and clumping, and store it indoors where it's dry. Follow these do's and don'ts and your Pacer Pro will give you consistent professional results every time. For more tips and tricks and to shop our products, visit andersonslawn.com.